Let's talk about the first 48 hours after discovery. Mine were focused on trying to make everybody else happy during a time when I felt shock and grief and loss. All I could think about was that I didn't want anybody else to feel what I was feeling or to feel uncomfortable. After my mom and dad told me the news, I actually remember telling them that nothing had changed and that everything was fine. And then I remember performing this great act of everything's fine. I was just me, even though me was not even in the room. Me was somewhere else entirely. For those first probably 12 hours, I was really trying to make out like everything was okay, nothing had changed, and that this in fact just confirmed what I already knew. And that's part is true. I always had a pretty strong hunch, but everything was not fine. Everything had changed. I remember telling my husband in a really casual sort of way while we were doing dishes. He just kind of said, well, you always suspected, right? And he's right. I kind of sort of remember telling my kids the next day, but I don't remember what words I used. They said they just remembered me being really sad and crying a lot. So that's little bits and pieces of my experience. I think the point for me is that my priorities were kind of what they always were, which was just to focus on other people, focus on other people's needs, feelings, experiences, trying to make sure everybody's comfortable, everybody's cared for, and completely put out of order anything to do with what I needed or what I was feeling. I see that a lot in people that I work with as well, is that there's sort of a prolonged time sometimes of a freeze response and just sort of staying in those same patterns of survival and trying to make sure everybody else is happy, which is super understandable. I'm curious what your experience has been. Those first 48 hours to a week, what was your focus? Was it also on survival and protecting others? Let me know in the comments.